Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace and blessings of mercy of Allah to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. I seek refuge with Allah from the shaitan, the stone. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. With the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. The topic is what Al-Quran says about husband and wife relationship. All of the mankind as human beings know something about themselves as men, and women also know something about themselves as women because of our creation. We are born under the certain rules and regulations, which we are like that, men and women, separately, differently. At the same time, we are being programmed by various Muslims, non-Muslims, men and women schools of thoughts about how a woman should behave and how a man should behave in the society, as well as interaction as husband and wives. There are books and there are literatures in the world that these are the duties and the rights of the woman, and these are the duties and the rights of the men. How to know what exactly, who are we? So we know by something by our creation, and something we know by programming. Today you are going to hear what Allah has said, has spoken about as about men and women in general and in relationship. So this lecture will of course be mostly important for those men and women who are married already or who are intending to get married. They can benefit out of it if they believe and practice. The topic was what the Quran says about husband and wife. It should be wives. From the beginning, it creates a difference what we are programming to as men and women, as husband and wife. The whole world believes that man should take up as a single wife. I wrote the topic, what the Quran says about husband and wife relationship, singular, wife and husband, singular. But if you will, when we read the Quran speaks about one husband and plural wives as well. So generally in the concept of the world, people know as men and women as singular wife. They do not believe in plural wives as a general. So from the beginning it creates a difference. From by nature we know, but what we have been programmed, we all know that it should be one husband and one wife. You know this. So you'll be hearing certain differences and certain what Quran has exactly said about relationship. One relationship between husband and wife or one husband relation with many wives would be the same. There won't be difference. So that is why I've written down what the Quran says about husband and wife relationship. Whether two or three or one, the relationship will be the same. Whatever the behavior husband will have towards the wife, and whatever the behavior the wife will have towards the husband will almost the same. Before I discuss the direct ayahs, I would like to give you 2-3 words of Arabic. Like for example, the word used for husband is Baal. Baal, which means husband. And for the wife, the word generally used is Imrat, Imrah, or the Nisa, women. Women or Nisa. In the Quran, if you note the ayahs that are referred to as wife, the word is used as Imrat or Nisa. But they are used as non-married women as well as married women. So, but the word is used zoj also as pairs. So I remember this. 3 words are used for women. Nisa is woman. Imrat is referred as wife as well as woman. And the third is the zawj. The zawj means pairs. 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 And also as wife or also as husband. Vice versa. Zawj is used for both sexes. For men and for women. My wife is a zawj to me and I am a zawj to her. In Arabic would be the same. So it is like this. So these are the 3 words used for women, but for men generally is used as Baal or Rijal as man. Man is just a man, not a husband. It is also a husband, but it is referred as Rijal as man. So the ayahs that I will read, the word will occur as Rijal, as man, or Nisa, as woman, or sometime Baal, if it is required for. Why I am saying this? Because the ayahs does not definitely say husband and wife in the Quran. The ayahs that I will read to you today. But you can understand it is referring to a husband-wife relationship by the context and the text that when I will read, you will understand that inshallah. Surah Rum 30 and ayah 21. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. And from his ayats, signs is that he created you for you pairs, wives, for your souls, so that you take satisfaction towards them. And he has put love and mercy between you. Surely in that are ayahs, signs for people who consider. Now, if you look into this ayah, the word, another word I forgot to tell you is a nafs. In Arabic, nafs means the psyche, or the soul, or the self, nafsiyat, psychology. So in this ayat, if you note the pairs, look again, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. That among his ayahs is that he created you for you pairs. Zoj, I told you Zoj means pairs, from your souls, from your psyche, from your psychology. So before I go further, you must understand the ayat is not referring to man, because the man is translated as Rijal. I told you in the beginning, Rijal means man, Baal means husband, and wife means Nisa or Imrat. Nisa means the woman, Imrat means the wife. But in Arabic here is azwaj, can be used for man, husband and wife, but the word is nafs, anfusukum azwaj. That in our psyche, in our psychology, there are masculine and feminine in our psychology. So Allah has made pairs within our psychology. Men, not men and women, masculine and feminine means masculine character traits, feminine character traits. That is the behavior by virtue you can understand this is a masculine character trait. This is a feminine character traits. It is to be found in both sexes, men and women both. It is within our psychology. Where did we get it? This is in the booklet, I just refer to a verse. You can note down the reference, and that reference is Surah Hujurat 49, 13 ayat. You write down the reference on this page. Surah Hujurat, that is 49, 13 ayat. Ya ayyuhan nas, O mankind, inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa unsa wa ja'alnakum shu'uban wa qabaila lita'arafu. Inna akramakum indallah atqakum inna Allah alimun khabir. O mankind, surely we have created you from zakar. Zakar means muzakkar, that means masculine. Unsa means muannas, means feminine. Allah has created all of us, men and women, both with masculine and feminine in our psychology. Allah has created us, men means rijal, woman means nisa, both of us, all of us, in the psychology as masculine, muzakkar, and muannas. In Arabic, zakara or unsa. So that is the reference that you can get from this ayah, which I have given you, that in the Quran, Allah has created mankind from masculine and feminine. So we, men and women, both have masculine and feminine character traits. Sometimes the masculine trait within a woman, within a woman I start from, if the masculine trait with a woman is more, you can see the masculinity in her, you can see some hairs on her face, or sometimes she's aggressive. That's a masculine trait I'm talking about. She'll be different. Sometimes males are behaving like a feminine. So what I'm referring to, you must understand what I'm describing. So masculine trait and a feminine trait is within both sexes. That's based on the book. So Allah has said, وَمِنْ آيَاتِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. And from His ayahs is that He created for you min anfusikum, from your souls, nafs, psychology. Azwaj means pairs. Litaskunu ilayha, so that you take satisfaction towards them. وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً, and He has put love and mercy between you. Within you what? Between your masculine and feminine, He has made love and affection in individual. In one individual I'm talking about. Within myself there is a masculine, within myself is a feminine, and I'm as a man. I'm a man. So I must know what is the masculine trait described in the Quran, the male behavior, the rijal, and I must know the feminine trait within the Quran, the female behavior, the woman behavior. I must know both. That is how I will govern myself, and that is how I will govern the female. The female should also know what is the masculine trait or what is the male described in the Quran, and what is the man described in the Quran, and what is the feminine described or a woman described in the Quran. So she can have love and satisfaction until unless she knows the both. And that is Allah says that He has put love and affection between you, within one person. So generally in psyche they say the intelligence is the masculine and emotion is the feminine, of both male and female, of both sexes, the man and woman both. It's not referring to women only, that women are only emotional. No. The woman have got intelligence, the woman have got feelings. The man has got intelligence and the man has got feelings. But they are, Allah has put love and affection between them. They are combinedly, interactively, and they are combined together, and you are a human being. A rijal, a man, or a nisa, a woman. So you must know this. So this is how, first of all, you must know the pair is not, the people are referring to this verse as the pairs are made in garden, Jannat. I have selected a woman, I got married to her, and they said this pair was in the garden, Jannat. It's not like that. It is within you. If you know the masculine person, if you know the right woman, the right feminine character traits, and the similar whom you married, she must also know both. But they can never be same because of the birth you are with, carrying how much masculine trait you have got, how much feminine trait she has got. So it is unevenly balanced in both people. So they give you medicine, testosterone or estrogen to decrease or increase the masculinity or femininity of the both sexes. So now this is the first I will discuss the ayahs that are related to, since it's a topic is husband-wife relationship, and we all know there's a topic in the Quran, parent and children relationship. That is a psychological relationship. But in husband-wife relationship, there is a sexual aspect also. We all know this. So I will discuss few ayahs that are very important surfacely about the sexual relationship as husband-wife. And we are all adults sitting here, married and non-married. For married, it's an education, and for unmarried, they can take lessons to know what the actual situation. But before I discuss that, I would like to tell you the ayahs that we are reading, and it is for the believers who believe in the ayahs. They can take guidance. Otherwise, if you won't believe, you can read the ayahs, you can have the knowledge of the ayahs, and if you don't believe in practice, you can lead your life as you are leading. So what happens, the Quran says, before we go further, you have to know this, Surah Al-mumtahanah 60 and Ayah 12. Ya ayyuhan nabiyyu idha ja'aka al-mu'minat yubayyi'naka ala alla yushrikna billahi shay'a ولا يسرقن ولا يزنين ولا يقتلن أولادهن ولا يأتين ببهتان يفترينه بين أيديهن وأرجلهن ولا يعصينك في معروف فبايعهن واستغفر لهن الله إن الله غفور رحيم. O Prophet, when believing woman comes to you to have a deal with you, that they will not associate anything with Allah, and they will not steal, and they will not commit adultery, and they will not kill their children, and they will not come with a slander, a false charge, inventing, which is between their hands and the legs, and they will not disobey you in that which is known, acknowledge. Then have a deal with them, and for them seek forgiveness from Allah. Surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. So you must understand, I told you, it is for the believers. It is for the believers, these ayahs and the message. So in the Quran, Allah says, say to the Prophet that he should, when believing woman, mu'minat means believing woman comes to the Prophet. So he must have a deal with them. Means a contract, a deal or a contract with the believing woman, not ordinary woman, believing woman. And the contract is that they will not associate anything with Allah. The first, meaning they will give the highest priority to Allah's ayahs. When he says do not associate anything with Allah, means highest priority to Allah, and what the ayah says, what he says in the ayahs, that's the priority. You cannot associate anybody else, whether your husband's feelings or your children's feelings or emotion, wherever your emotions are stuck up, with Allah. So highest priority is Allah's ayats. So do not associate anything with Allah. The first priority, she must, that's a contract, the deal between the Prophet and the believing woman. They must have this contract or the deal with the believing, with the Prophet. The second is wala yasriqna, meaning they will not steal. Wala yazdeen, and they will not fornicate or do adultery. Wala yaqtuluna awladahum, and they will not kill children. You must, one by one, you must understand. First is, do not men steal. There is an ayah in the Quran that the men and women, they both steal. So Allah said, do not steal. That's the ayah in the Quran. Do not, if you steal, your hand will be cut off. For men and women both. But this is a specific deal between the woman and the Prophet. So that means, in general, when Allah says, for both sexes, He says, do not steal. Both sexes. Do not go near the adultery. Both sexes. But this is a deal specifically to the women. So you must understand why Allah is saying it, because there are chances that these women are more inclined to these kinds of mistakes. in comparatively to men. That is why in general he said it, and specifically he said it to the women. I don't put in a false allegation that I am trying to conclude this. Allah has said it in general to both sexes, and here he specifically says to women. So we have to understand that the deal that has been done between Prophet and the women is that they will not steal. So there is a sickness among the women. Many women who are very rich women. Kleptomania. I know I'm pronouncing correctly or not. They go to visit any shopping centers. They have got lots of huge amounts of money with them, but they like to steal. So this is a sickness. Then the husband is giving money to the wives to maintain the house. So the amount they spend, and there are certain amount is left over. So they take it as their own money. They won't say to the husband, look, this amount of money is being left over, this is yours. I give it to you back. They think this is ours. He has given it to us. Look, it doesn't mean, look, you must understand what I'm trying to convey is that there are times that women are getting money from the husbands, they are getting money from the fathers, they are getting money from the sons, they are getting money from the brothers, they are getting money from so many places. So it becomes a habit of, getting this, all the time getting. So you'll put this is also mine. It may not, you understand why? Because men are always giving. As a son is giving, as a husband is giving, as a father is giving, as a brother is giving. So it is difficult for men to steal rather than women getting so many, easy to put it in the pocket. So that is why Allah said, do not steal. Specifically to women. Then specifically to fornication, adultery, zina. And do not kill the children. First of all, there are two types of killing. Remember this. One is a psychological killing and one is a physical killing. In the ayahs, when you read a killing of the son or killing of somebody, it's a psychological and physical both. In this context, when you read, وَلَا يَقْتُلْنَا أَوْلَادَهُنَّ, do not kill your children. How the woman can kill the children? First, I discussed the psychological killing. The child, when born from the woman, of course, they are more attached to the child themselves. They are attached to the children, whether son or the daughter, as compared to the father. And all the time blaming you don't give time to the children because in their way of love and affection they can provide is so natural. The husband cannot, no husband can compete with the wife or the mother. The father cannot compete with the mother's love and affection to the child. So they always complain that you are not giving time to the children because the women are giving so much time, so much day and night love and affection to the child, they cannot. That's the natural. So your objection about the husband, you don't give time, of course we cannot. We don't have that feelings of love. And that much as so they are more attached to the child. So anything that goes wrong in them, anything that happens in their minds, whether they are hurt, whether they are happy, whether they are angry, they don't notice that the child is with her. So they convey those emotions in the childhood, when the child is young. So the mother unconsciously, remember this, I am using the word unconsciously, are hurting the child from a very childhood. And the child is hurt, so he's killed. Because the correct thing he can, if the mother gave him or her the emotions, certain wrong principles, because of the attachment to the mother, he cannot go against. So we say in the world, the women are asking for liberation from men. My understanding from the Quran is that we want liberation from you. From the very childhood we are stuck up by our mother. They control us unconsciously. We cannot go against the mother. So the mother as a woman controls us.